right, so this is me coming to say a huge thank you. So it was my birthday yesterday, and I had the most amazing day. Just as I mean, a really beautiful day it was yesterday. What happened? One of the most would I no, it wasn't quiet. It wasn't quiet. It was just a really beautiful, calm and exciting day. I started the day, of course, with the family prayers and all of that, and then I went off to the office. So it happened that we just moved to a new location, and we're still trying to set up and put things in the office together. So I have a small team, and we're still trying to like put things together. But we had to pause all of that, to celebrate the birthday girl. And then I had friends come over, family, and all of that. So it was simply a beautiful day, and I had lots and lots and lots of prayers and well wishes from all of you. I have come back to say thank you. I've come back to say thank you. I will do my best to respond to the messages, but even if you don't get a direct response, just know that I am deeply, deeply, deeply grateful for your prayers, for the gifts, for the prayers, for the well wishes. Thank you so much. My mastermind children. I had the most beautiful messages from the children in the mastermind circle. So I run the mastermind circle, pair mentorship, and an accountability group. I keep saying fair mentorship. All right, so a mentorship and accountability group that I run for young children, 5 to 10. They are the most beautiful humans in the world. As in, when children are young and we start investing in them as early as possible, and we start guiding them towards what we want to see. I mean, what's positive, what's empowering, what is beautiful, what is honorable. When we start pointing children to these things, as early as possible, we get them in such a beautiful place. We get them in a place where they understand the essence of honor. They understand, themselves. They become so aware, they become self-aware, they become honorable people. They become people that we can count on. I had the most beautiful messages from the children, heartfelt. I laughed and laughed and laughed yesterday when the messages from the children kept on coming, and it simply made my day. Right, it made my day. So I am so grateful, grateful, grateful to everyone, who sent in messages, who stopped by to say hello, who sent prayers, gifts, and all. Thank you so much for making our time to celebrate me. All right, and so today we decided, with all of this goodness and all of these beautiful things that came my way, during my birthday, of course, let's give back. And so we put together a beautiful bundle. Yep. We put together a beautiful bundle, of our resources. We have the amazing, as in the most amazing resources for children and families, especially for families they have toddlers and young children. And for young children, basically, we have the most amazing resources. So we've given 10 of them. Yes, 10 amazing resources out. And guess what we did? We didn't give it at 50% or any of those percentage. We just slashed everything to 1,000 naira. So I have the mentor parent book, right? I wrote that book when our son wrote his book. Our son wrote a book some years back. He did a compilation of his journal. He started journaling when he was 6. So at 10, he wanted to put together, we do our first decade first decade project in my home. We do a first decade project when the children are about 10. And so it could be anything. It doesn't even have to be something that is out there. It doesn't have to be something that is out there. You don't have to launch out, and be out there. It could be something that you just do for yourself, right? That you do for yourself. You want to. We are big on children understanding purpose. We're big on children understanding that they were created for something bigger than themselves. So we help children understand as early as possible. That's what we do with our children, and that's what I do with the children that I work with in the mastermind circle. I help them understand that they were created for something that is bigger than them. And in that purpose, you will be living your best life. When you start working from a place of purpose, just like my pencil, my pen, and every other thing that I have that have a purpose, that have a reason. I like to use the eraser when I teach children about purpose. I like to use the eraser a lot. As simple and as small as the eraser is, it could be the reason why you actually fail an exam or something like that. Imagine that you go to a multiple choice, an exam where the questions or the exam is actually multiple choice questions, and you pick a wrong answer. What it means is, if you change your mind about that answer, you would have to use an eraser to you know, erase the first option that you had picked, and then write or shade the correct one, isn't it? If you have written common entrance at any level, probably a primary school level, you understand this. I think they do that in JAM these days too. They do multiple choice questions, right? Right. So imagine that you pick a new answer or a different answer, and you do not have an eraser to erase the previous one that you chose. It means you have two options there, and trust me, they will mark you down because you can't choose two. So as simple as the eraser is, it has a purpose, isn't it? So think about that simple eraser that can be, you can just overlook, and then think of you as a human being. If an eraser, simple eraser, has a purpose, how would you think you don't have one? You definitely have a purpose. So I say this to the children all the time. You definitely have a purpose. And that purpose, God is waiting for you to live it out. And it's not something that is hanging somewhere that you have to wait till you're 20 to start living it. It's what you wake up every day and live in every day. So when children understand that they have a purpose. So when you wake up in the morning, there is a purpose for waking up in the morning. Then they put themselves in that place where they understand that, okay, it is not just about mommy chasing me around or daddy insisting that I do something. It's me living out a purpose for that day. It's me living out the reason why I am alive and why I am here right today. And so when it's that way, we say to them, there's a project out there that you can do. There's something out there that is part of you living your purpose, something that is your superpower, something that you do so well that the world can benefit from today, right now. So in your first 10 years, think of what you can do, right, that can help you live, in that purpose. Think of what you can do that can be a blessing to some other person somewhere, right? And so we encourage the children to think of something like that. Even if it means writing small books and keeping it at home and reading, you and your siblings and your friends. That's something. That's you, right? Writing, the stories that are inside of you. You are launching them. You don't have to publish a book, right? You don't have to if you're not ready for that. It could just be you deciding, you're going to start one small business where you satisfy, you do something that, satisfy the people in your home every weekend. That's it. That's you, pushing yourself, daring, taking the initiative and doing something purposefully. All right. So it could be anything at all. So for our son's first decade project, he decided to write the book Baby Steps. And what he did was he just simply went and took his journal and compiled the different things that happened in the first decade of his life. That's what that book was about. He wrote that book in less than a month, because all he did was take his journal, pick the story, pick that story, pick. So it became like a memoir, right, of his first decade. So you will read it and you will see, you practically see what his life, was like, how he was supported and all of that. So when he wrote his book, I said, something, a parent whose child is reading this would make more sense of it, or when the child is reading this, right, and the parent reads, a book that practically explains how our son was supported, in that decade, it will make more sense, for them as a family. So I wrote a book, that basically you call it that go together with baby steps, right? So I wrote the mentor parent. So it's my only parenting book, right? A book that is for parents. It's my only parenting book. And the two of them happen to be one of the books, or one of the resources that we are giving out in this 24 hours following my birthday. So yes, you can get baby steps and mentor parents, each of them for 1,000 naira. Original price for these books are 3,500 naira each. But you can get e-copies of this book, yes, for just 1,000 naira. And we'll have 8 other amazing resources. And I say amazing resources. Some of them, a 30 days guide, one 30 days guide to teaching children emotional intelligence. We have telling the story, the Joseph story in a playful way. So we have playful, of course, we're all about children learning through play, and all of that, especially for the 0 to 6 year olds. So we have amazing resources. I promise you, amazing resources in that bundle. And no, we're not going to extend. It's just for 24 hours. As soon as the 24 hours are over, Pakam, we will shut it down, and that's it. I am giving this one from the depth of my heart, all of it. Go and loot us. Go and take that, the books or the resources in that promo. You will be glad that you did. All right. So I came here to say thank you. Thank you for all your beautiful wishes. Thank you for all of the presents, for those who stopped by, for those who sent out messages. To my mastermind parents, I celebrate and honor every single one of you. Thank you for coming out and showing out and being such amazing, parents and such amazing partners. You two are my partners, right? I say we're doing this together, right? We're doing this together. We're partnering to support the children. So thank you for having the children come all out, to celebrate their matron. We have taught them over and over about honor for themselves, honor for family, honor for their parents, honor for the people who contribute into their lives, honor for God. We've taught them this. And so seeing them practicalize this, putting this into practice means so much. Means so much to me. So thank you, dear parents, for not just, allowing them here, but for helping them walk the talk. All right. So I wanted to say thank you to everyone. That's what this is about. And of course, to make sure that you don't miss the opportunity to take a highly, overly discounted, birthday bonus that is out there. It's been out there since 7 a.m. today. Okay, and so it's off. It's off, the table at 7 a.m. tomorrow. So please go and grab your copy right now. You can get from our seller page, or just simply, at the end of this broadcast or this session, just check in the comment section and you will see the list of all the things that we have. Click on the link and go to our seller page and pick the one that you want. If you do not want to go through all of that, just pick the ones that you want, send us a message and we will send you the link for each of them. All right. Or just click and then pay, send us the proof of payment, and we will ensure that you get the link. One click and you have your resource with you. Thank you again for everything, for your prayers and well wishes. I'm signing out right now, okay? And thank you again. God bless you. Have a beautiful rest of the evening, and thank you for everything again. Bye. So bye everyone. I will see you in a bit. I'm gonna be live a lot in the next few days. I'm gonna come live again. Okay. By the way, our bedtime story. Sorry. Uh, Story time with Auntie Marybeth is coming back this week. So get ready. Get ready to have the most beautiful and exciting weekend with your children, sharing stories and telling stories. You know, we don't just tell stories, we create a culture, right? We help you create a culture, okay, where you create bonding opportunities through storytelling and pillow talks with your children. So we're here to help you create structure around your bedtime stories. So it's not just you entertaining your children, but you creating a legacy and creating transformation and deep connection with your children by opening the line of communication between you and them through bedtime stories and pillow talks. I got you. Okay. I got you on this one. All right. If you are already in the 21-day bedtime story and bonding challenge, you know what I'm talking about, right? The children can't have enough. They are begging for the challenge not to end. Meanwhile, challenge is ending in a few days. And they're like, can we have the challenge every day of the year? How now? But yeah, I mean, good part is you can have it every weekend because we're here every weekend giving you and telling you stories that will keep you and your little ones bonded. All right, thank you again. Bye. Bye this time. Bye. Bye.